This is the OPS Pregame Report.
And welcome live from the campus of Spartan Homestead High School, where we're getting set for the first boys game of the Homestead Carroll Classic here at Homestead High School as the Spartans face off against the Fishers Tigers for a top 10 4A clash. Good afternoon, I'm Brayden Carroll, joined by Chris Kohrman. We're just about 5 minutes away from tip-off of today's matchup. And Chris, Homestead, they're hungry for a big win today against a powerhouse team in Indianapolis following the tough loss to Chesterton on Saturday.
Right, I mean, you're coming into today, you got to play two Indy schools today, and coming off a loss to Chesterton, this Homestead team has got to be motivated. Coming after a tough loss, you're playing two Indy schools today. You do have the chance to prove yourself as a team that teams have to watch out for coming off a loss. Definitely a motivated, hungry team coming out there today playing against Fishers.
And now let's get into the OPS pregame show. Chris, taking a deeper look into that Chesterton game, it was one riddled with turnovers, fouls, and the inability to stop star guard Travis Grayson. A back-and-forth game the whole way, but it was the Trojans who hung on at the end to shock Homestead 58-53.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very good game coming from Chesterton. Grayson had himself a big game. The rebounds were fairly close. I can see 35-28. Something we saw against Lures there Friday was just a big margin between the rebounds, and Chesterton was able to keep up with Homestead. Free throw shooting good on both sides, but that three-point shooting, that's kind of what set that game apart. Homestead 3 of 14, which was 21%, which Coach Johnson not pleased with. Chesterton came out there, shot 40% from three. So there's a lot of differences there coming from those two teams.
And Chris, Homestead's got a tiring schedule ahead. The slates are separated well, but these 4 games coming up all fall in 2 days of basketball. It's like Homestead's playing regionals.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very tough stretch for them. You got to play Cathedral in the Hall of Fame tournament, and then maybe play Westfield again. That was a great game against Westfield, came down to the wire. And again today, you got to play Hamilton Southeastern, who's playing Carroll coming up here in a couple minutes. So today is a big day, and then the Hall of Fame tournament is a big day.
And now taking a look at Fishers, the number 1 team in Sagarin, who has been itching for a big win like this one. They defeated Ben Davis, a top 10 team in Sagarin, but to beat the premier team in Northeast Indiana, that would be massive for the Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, they're coming off a double OT game against Hamilton Southeastern, a team that Homestead's got to see today is both of those teams that played in that matchup. So good for Coach Johnson. Use that game to scout probably because it's the two teams that they got to play today. You know, today's a big matchup, and Fishers looking to prove themselves, like I said, number 1 in Sagarin, but they got to come out and prove it. No better way to do it than against a very good Homestead team.
And this right here is game 2 of today's Homestead Live quadruple header. Coming up, starting lineups and a one-on-one interview with Coach Johnson. Homestead Fishers, stick around.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
And welcome back to the OPS pregame report. I'm Brayden Carroll, joined by Chris Kohrman here for the pregame show ahead of Homestead Fishers during this Homestead Carroll Classic. And now we're going to go down to sideline. Well, first off, Chris, this is a big game that we're talking about here. And now we're going to go down to sideline reporter Jenna Lane, who was with Chris Johnson ahead of this matchup.
The state and Fishers. What do you think the Spartans need to do today to get themselves a chance to win?
Well, hopefully we'll come out with a better start. Against Lures, against Chesterton, we've kind of flat. Hopefully tonight we'll get out to a better start.
All right, thanks so much. Brayden, back to you.
Thank you, Jenna. And this is certainly a big game that Homestead has got ahead of them. And they face off against Fishers, a top 10 team in Sagarin ratings. And it's only one of 2 that they have on today's schedule. The second coming against Hamilton Southeastern, a 2-4 team in Class 4A. And it's a team that Homestead remembers very well from last year. Played in a big thriller in that one on the road.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big matchup, and like Coach Johnson said during the interview, I mean, he's going to keep it simple. It's get off to a good start, and that's something that Homestead maybe hasn't done these past couple games, and he's noted that, and now it's time to get off to a good start, jump on Fishers, and maybe put them into a little bit of a panic mode early on.
And now we're going to take a look at the starting lineups today. So a big change in Homestead's starting lineup. Used to see number 20, Andrew Leeper. He is out today, though, with an illness. So it'll be Max Schultz taking that guard spot, the 6-foot senior. And it'll also be Fletcher Lawyer, Kyron Kapwicki, Grady Swing, and Grant Leeper to round out the starting lineup. And for Fishers, Miles Stringer, the 6'2 junior. Jalen Harrelson, the 6'6 freshman, one of those touted players in the state, has D1 offers on the board. Aiden Zimmer, Charles Smith, and Jeffrey Simmons.
Yeah, I mean, Homestead definitely a big loss. Not having Andrew Leeper today, they're going to have to bounce back. Losing some size with that. Expect Grant Leeper to step up today in Andrew's absence. And Fisher's missing a couple guys. So, I mean, this is kind of an interesting matchup. Both players got players out. So, I mean, today's definitely going to be a game with the next man up mentality.
And Fishers, they have a very stacked schedule. They're number 1 up there in the Sagarin ratings. They're top 10 in strength of schedule. This is easily one of their toughest matchups to kick off the season. Like we talked about that Ben Davis game, but Ben Davis, they hadn't really played anybody before they had played Fishers. Fishers, they got that loss to Carroll, the only one on the board for the Tigers. This would certainly avenge that loss since Homestead beat Carroll earlier in the year. It would give the Tigers so much momentum.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big game for them. They come in number 1 in Sagarin. Obviously, you got to be able to prove yourself. If you're number 1 in Sagarin, can you match up well with teams like Homestead? They've competed well down in Indy, but how much can they do against a good Homestead squad?
And this Fishers team, coached by Garrett Winiger, who is in his second year at Fishers. Of course, the last coach at Fishers, currently the coach at Warsaw. You know, he's 20-8 to start off his career. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good record, 20-8 to start. Obviously, when your over-win-loss is higher, obviously you're going to be pleased with that, but he's 20-8, so very good record for him. Successful coach, and Fishers has a good one coming from Warsaw.
Tip-off getting ready. Grant Leeper listed at 6'7", going up against a freshman. Don't know if you expect that on a tip-off 6'6 guard. That's right, a 6'6 guard. And it's Homestead who wins the tip-off as we get going here at Spartan Arena. Max Schultz, the starter today in place of Andrew Leeper. Now Kapwicki, swing back to Schultz, left wing. Homestead keeping around the perimeter. Love to play in that zone. Schultz now, top of the key. Head inside on Harrelson. Homestead slowing it down a little bit on this first possession of the game. Lawyer thought about a step-back 3. That would have been in deep, deep range. Whistle blown. And a foul near that far sideline on Fishers. Inbound coming up for the Spartans.
I think obviously a key to this game is can Homestead create a post presence down low without Andrew Leeper? Can they use the size to get down low and create opportunities down low? Right now they're playing slow, and maybe that could be because they don't have a big post presence.
That foul called on Miles Stringer, 6'2 junior. Wide open shot for Lawyer, no good. Had plenty of space and then some. Now it's time for the Tigers' first possession. Down low, almost went out of bounds. Simmons takes a shot, no good. Rebound Lawyer, and now the Spartans up on the offensive end. Head inside, lost his footing. Corner 3 for Kapwicki, falls, and the Spartans are first to hit the board at Spartan Arena, 3-0.
Good take there by Lawyer, getting down low and then leaving Kapwicki wide open, and he sinks the 3. Good start for Homestead.
Now it's time for Fishers to go at it. Harrelson, contested shot, whistle blown, and that is on the Tigers. They're going to call that a charge on Harrelson. Homestead ball.
We've seen Homestead do that a lot, take a couple charges. That's huge. Get a little bit of momentum going towards Homestead's way early on in this matchup. Already up 3-0. Now they get another offensive possession.
Max Schultz taking it across the court for the Spartans. Kalpwiki near that center court. Now Lawyer. Had a screen from Leaper, didn't follow it. Now Kalpwiki, head inside, one-handed floater, no good. Rebound goes to Fishers, Aiden Zimmer. Oh, a beautiful pass cross court. Simmons spins around and gets the basket. The Miami, Ohio football commit puts the Tigers on the board.
It's a good bucket right there. He's been able to get down low a couple times. He finally gets one in there, and Stringer's doing a great job on Lawyer, contesting him out from three, not letting Lawyer get open three so far.
Lawyer, not much space to drive, and Fishers, great defense on that one. Oh, and the ball flies around a little bit, hit the official, and Spartans get a turnover. A little pinball. Now Kalpwiki at the perimeter. Schiltz now. Grant Leaper between the rings, guarded by Simmons. Back to Lawyer. Step back three. Rolls around and out. Fisher's ball now. Simmons with the glass board. Smith in the mid-range. Oh, beautiful move on swing and the reverse layup to finish it off. The Tigers take the lead.
Good move there by Smith, getting around the defender and going in for a reverse layup. That's a big bucket right there for Fishers. That one puts him in the lead.
Homestead shooting 2 of 4, or 0 of 3 right now. It's the Tigers shooting 2 of 4. Cold stretch to start off this game for Homestead. Kalpwiki deep in the perimeter. Head inside. Tough shot and a charge called on Kyron Kalpwiki.
Good charge taken right there from Fishers. They're already starting to gain a little bit of momentum. You take an offense, or you take a foul come there from Homestead, offensive foul. That just gets Fishers amped up, gets the crowd into it. Now they can go down the floor and hopefully for them extend their lead.
This is a Fishers team that statistically you wouldn't expect to be in the top 10 of the state, let alone number 1 in Sagarin ratings. They're outside of the top 50 in points per game allowed, and margin of victory.
Yeah, I mean, they're not always the team that looks to run the pace like that. They had an extremely low-scoring game with Carmel, 44-39, but that is expected when playing Carmel. But like you said, they're outside of 50 in those rankings, so I mean, it's kind of hard to believe that they are number 1.
Step up 3, and that gets nothing but air. Fisher's playing fantastic defense to start off this game.
I think Fletcher Lawyer's there giving the official, telling him that the Fisher player hit him on the arm, but no call there. Fletcher Lawyer's just not getting the space that he normally has against teams.
Now it's the Tigers on offense. Charlie Smith. Give to Harrelson. Goes down low. A tough shot, and it still falls for Jalen Harrelson. Homestead on the offensive end. Lawyer quick down the court. Whistle on the floor. Called on the Tigers. A blocking foul heading in. You can see Lawyer still talking with the officials about that last shot he took.
Yeah, I mean, right there, I mean, he just gets very aggressive, gets down low, and draws a foul. I mean, that's what he's been trying to do this whole game, and he finally gets a call right there going his way. So, I mean, Fletcher Lawyer, obviously a very aggressive player, has that bulldog mentality, not afraid to get down low and create opportunities down low and gets to the free throw line a lot.
Baseline inbound for the Spartans. Into Lawyer at the perimeter, lost his footing. And a travel called. Homestead, they are off to a tough start right now.
I mean, Coach Johnson preached before the game, got to get off to a good start right now. That's not what is happening right now. I mean, right now you're obviously down 3 points to Fisher, so you got to pick up the pace here, maybe draw a charge. That would be huge, get Homestead a little bit of momentum going back their way.
You know, it's surprising that the team that's off to the fast start is the Tigers. Of course, they're missing 2 of their top players, and Sean Millsaps and Bryce Williams, and they're still out here with a 6-3 lead so far, dominating this first quarter.
Kalpwiki had a pretty good lane there, made a good move, got around the defender, thought he had a good lane to the hoop, but decided to pass it out.
Now it's Lawyer at the perimeter. Doesn't follow Leaper's screen, but still nice offensive play until a whistle blown and a foul on the Tigers. That will be their 4th personal of this game in the early goings, and the first for Jeffrey Simmons.
I think right there, that's what Homestead's got to do all day long is just get it down to Grant Leaper, use the height. Fisher's matching up well with it. They got that Simmons down low.
And there's a Lawyer 3. Been waiting for that as he is on the board now with that quick jumper. Tie game. Harrelson for the Tigers. Pass to Forbes, back to Harrelson in the corner. Thought about a pass to Simmons. Fisher's keeping the ball around the perimeter. Now Smith goes in and gets a nice swishing layup over Max Schultz and Kalpawiki. Kalpawiki with the ball now for Homestead. Grant Leaper in the right wing. Now Lawyer. Head inside. Step tack to the baseline. Shot no good. Rebound Fishers. Smith at the perimeter. Steps back. 2:20 left in this first quarter, and the Tigers up 8-6. Smith at the charity stripe. Simmons. Now Forbes. Head in. And got the layup over Max Schultz. 4 over 4 as the 5'7" senior guard not afraid.
Fisher's off to a great start right now. They're creating opportunities down low, and they're creating wide open shots. Homestead kind of has to answer that. They're going back and forth so far.
Kalpawiki shot at the mid, no good. Grant Leaper rebound and put back. And make it a 10-8 game.
There it is right there. One of the keys to the Homestead season all along is can you get offensive rebounds, second chance efforts right there. Grant Leaper with a good one. Good putback.
Harrelson finds Simmons. Wanted a shot at first, it looks like. Simmons on a pivot foot still gets the layup over Leaper. Now Lawyer looking for a Spartan response. Tipped ball, keeps it in his hands. Now Kalpawiki.
Zimmer's playing very aggressive defense on Lawyer, a player that doesn't start, but he's out there playing very aggressive defense, stepping up in those two players' absences, doing a great job.
Seems like that has been the focus of Fisher's in the early goings, is playing tough defense. Lawyer gave past it there, though, with a nice mid-range jumper. Under a minute left in this first quarter, the Tigers up 12-10. They've been a foot ahead of Homestead through this early goings. Smith deep in the perimeter. Schultz following him. Now Harrelson. Tigers might just hold here.
You don't want to give Homestead a chance to, take a lead here with the last second shot. So Fisher's going to hold the ball, and maybe, even if they miss it, they go in after the first quarter leading.
And uncharacteristically, we're seeing in the first quarter, Elijah Marcis and Afani Azakuto gained some time in.
Yeah, obviously coming in with the absence of Andrew Leaper, Eli Marsh is going to come in and see some time. I think Coach Johnson's going to throw him out there and see what he can do, stepping up in a first quarter, second quarter type of role.
Fishers makes their move. Simmons shot no good. Offensive board for Smith, though. 2 seconds over Schultz. Fadeaway shot. Nothing but air, and that's how the first quarter ends. How about them Tigers? Up 12-10 over the Homestead Spartans here at the Homestead Carroll Classic. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to our coverage of Fisher's Homestead. The Tigers up 12-10. We're going to go down to sideline reporter Nada Dahouk, who's over there near the exits.
Brayden, today is the first time in the season where the boys will play twice in one day. Maybe getting how the regional semifinals and championship games will be like. Later today, they'll play against Hamilton Southeastern. Then next week, they'll do it all again where they play against Newcastle Hall of Fame twice in one day. Brayden, it's 4 tough games, but lots of experience for the Spartans. Back to you.
Thank you, Nada. Definitely a tough stretch that Homestead has got ahead of them. That's 2 games in 2 days down there in Newcastle.
Yeah, that's a tough game. You play Cathedral in the morning, right? And then you come out and play a team that you already played if you win in Westfield.
Of course, they have 2 games today. They have the Fishers game right now and then Hamilton Southeastern at 6. And that should be a fun Hamilton Southeastern game, too. They're calling it Silent Night. Calling for PJs and Christmas gear for the fans. That's a timeout on Homestead. Right now, it seems like the Spartans are off to a tough start. Just not much going.
I mean, Fishers came out there very aggressive early on, and Homestead kind of came out in a panic mode. Couldn't get anything going. They couldn't get it past that Fishers trap defense. So it was a very good defense. Looking at a little bit of stats here, you got Fletcher Lawyer, 2 of 7, shooting 29%. He's got to get it going for Homestead to get back in this game. Right there, field goals, 31% coming from Homestead, 55% from Fishers. So, I mean, that's just kind of the difference right now. Rebounds are 7-4 in Fishers' favor. I don't think we've seen that this much this year as Homestead getting out-rebounded by their opponent.
And Fishers, they aren't relying at all on that three-point shot. You saw there no attempts in that first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's not their game. They want to get down low. They want to play aggressive, and that's what they're doing well right now. And they're playing well on the defensive side of the ball.
It's Homestead now with the ball out of that timeout. Grady's swing in the left wing. Driving on Charlie Smith, stuck at the baseline. Pass out to Grant Leeper before the turnover. Lawyer guarded tightly by Zimmer. Takes a shot and falls. Homestead ties this one up at 12.
That right there is what we talked about. Got to get Fletcher Lawyer going right there. He hits one, so maybe he gets his stride going, and Homestead finds themselves right back in this game at a tie ball game.
And Simmons, not clean pass to Zimmer. Lawyer takes the turnover in the shot. No good. Gets his own rebound, though. Tough pass to Marcis. Somehow gets it in. Lawyer with it again. Ezekuto open. Thought about a three. Head inside. Tough shot. No good, but a foul called up in the air on John Anthony Hall.
Good take right there by Afani Ezekuto. Had an open shot. Didn't take it. He drives in and draws a foul. Good foul drawn there. Homestead going to the line, taking easy points.
Fishers, we talked about how they have two of their stars out today, and Paul Millsaps and Bryce Williams. John Anthony Hall, he's one of those players that usually doesn't get time in this Tigers team. He has no stats on the board this year, but desperate times call for desperate measures, and he's out there on the floor here in the second quarter.
I mean, obviously, whenever you got top players out, you got to start finding your way with new players out there, and they're stepping up very well in the absence of two great plays for Fishers. They're stepping up. They're only down by 2 to Homestead right now. They've been up the whole game, but now they find themselves down by 2. So a great matchup coming from the backups for Fishers.
Now it's Homestead out here on the defensive end. Beautiful shot down low, and John Anthony Hall, his first basket of the season.
I mean, good take right there from him. Like I said, first points of the season coming at a perfect time for Fishers, drawing it back into a tie ball game.
Lawyer. Oh, a beautiful move, but a foul called, and that's on Fletcher Lawyer. He got a push off there.
Created space right there. Official thought too much contact. So you got Fishers now coming down after an offensive foul from Homestead. Fishers trying to get things going here and take a lead.
Smith in the corner. Thinking about a shot over swing, won't take it. Pass cross the perimeter to Stringer. Move on Ezekuto. Hall with it in the corner, back to Stringer. Now Forbes, Fishers passing around a little bit here near the perimeter. Now Smith makes his move. Shot over Ezekuto, no good. Swing rebound. Nice defense by Homestead. Lawyer with it. And once again loses his footing. Gets the pass out to swing though. Marcis wide open, mid-range shot blocked. Beautiful play by Stringer. Fishers in the fast break, but Homestead there quickly to shut it down. Smith deep three. Oh yeah! How about that? Charlie Smith. He's only shot 5 3-pointers heading into this game, but he is bold there.
And he shot it from deep out, parking lot, 3-point shot right there coming from Smith, a player that doesn't shoot it often, and he shoots one right there. That was a great shot for Fishers, putting them ahead.
Tucker Day open space shot. Good over Simmons. He had defense coming in on him quick, and he still gets the layup. Stringer with it inside. Pass to Brewer. A behind the back layup, no good. Marcis gets the rebound. Spartan basketball. Lawyer lost the ball and a foul called on that sideline. A clear one on Matt Brewer.
Obviously, Homestead coming out here, right, with the absence of Andrew Leeper. They're coming out. You got Marcis in there, Tucker Day in there. So, I mean, we're seeing a new crew coming in for Homestead in the second quarter, and they're doing fairly well, up by 1 point, obviously, down by 1 point, obviously, on Fisher's tough team to play, but the backups are doing fairly well in the second quarter, which normally they don't come in until the third or fourth.
That's the 6th personal of this game for the Tigers. One away from sending Homestead to the 1-1. Swing with it at the top of the key for Homestead. Give to Ezekudo. Drive inside on Forbes. And there is another foul, so that will send Afani Ezekudo to the line for the bonus.
Yeah, Afani does a great job getting down low. That's his 2nd time forcing Fishers to foul. So he's doing a great job getting down low and getting into the charity strike to get some free points.
Afani Ezekudo with 0.9 points per game this year. Has not shot a free throw yet. But there it is, his first free throw of the season, and it ties this game up at 17.
I mean, crucial free throws, something that Homestead does well, and they've done well all season is free throw shooting, and they've been crucial in crucial plays like this. When you get to tie up the game and take the lead, those are crucial free throws, and Homestead does well with them.
2 of 2 trip for Afani Ezekudo. Makes this a 1-point game with the Spartans up. Stringer in the corner. Couple more passes at the perimeter. Harrelson double teamed by swinging Ezekudo. Gets out to Stringer. Pass out Stringer. Head inside. Great defense by Tucker Day, but Harrelson's there to get the putback. Fletcher Lawyer crossed the timeline for the Spartans. This Homestead team not doing much on offense right now, just 18 points, and Tucker Day's there to get some buckets for the Spartans and break the 20-point barrier. Fisher's moving a little too fast there, but out on Homestead.
Tucker Day's been a player that has stepped up well this year, got a lot of size, obviously, and he's come in, stepped up in a big role, just a sophomore, and he's picked up a lot of minutes.
Ooh, and that's an off-ball foul on Jeffrey Simmons.
I mean, just a little bit of an update. Hamilton Southeastern, the team that Homestead will see later on today, is up 27-19 on Carroll. Kind of a close matchup there at Carroll.
Hamilton Southeastern, they're a tough team down there. 2-4 this season, but they have faced incredibly tough competition. Lawyer. Oh, that was a nice play fake. The pass took the shot, just couldn't get it to fall. Now Smith on the offensive end for the Tigers. Double team pass to Simmons. Takes contact from Ezekudo. Shot no good. Now it's Homestead ball. Both teams pushing the pace a little bit. Lawyer shot over Stringer, blocked out of bounds. Great defense in transition.
Yeah, that kid Stringer fired up right there. Good block on Fletcher Lawyer. Lawyer's just trying to get down low, and he's done a good job of it this season. But right now kind of struggling with it. Fisher's bringing that pressure defense on him.
Swing no good out of the inbound. Fisher still playing great defense. Oh, a beautiful feed by Harrelson to Simmons.
Doesn't get any easier than that right there. Wide open underneath the basket was Harrison Fisher's good transition offense right there. 2 players moving with a lot of speed. They were able to pick up the quick basket. Good transition offense.
Kalpwiki at the perimeter, pass to Lawyer. Shot at the free throw line. Off again. It's been a cold start shooting for the Spartans, and Fisher's looking to take advantage here. Harrelson, Simmons thought about a 3, head inside, whistle blown. Clear foul on Tucker Day, grabbed Simmons by the hips.
I mean, right there, obviously a player that doesn't feel comfortable shooting the 3-point shot. He passed it up, and Tucker Day just gets too much contact on him.
That is the first personal for Tucker Day, the 3rd for the Spartans. That's one thing you can look at on the positives. They have 3 fouls while Fisher's has 8. They're also keeping this game close still, just 1 point.
I mean, you look at that when they played Westfield, it was kind of the opposite. Homestead had a lot of fouls. Westfield, not too many. It was 6-0 at 1 point, so Homestead doing a great job right now. You're +5 there in the foul, so that's always a key to each game.
Fisher's now with the ball. Just above 2 minutes left in this first half, up 21-20. Harrelson, Simmons. And inside Zimmer, back to Simmons. Few passes here for Tigers, and now it's Smith with the shot off the glass and in.
Very good cross pass, or very good cross-court passes coming from Fishers, going back and forth to each side, and then they get the easy drive in. Homestead's defense a little lackluster right now with too many passes coming from Fishers.
Kalpawiki now for the Spartans. Needs some points here to end the half. A three-pointer would be nice. Swing might take it here. He will. And got it. Tie game 23-all with 90 seconds left in the first half.
That's a huge three right there from Grady Swing, cutting this to a tie ball game. Homestead 3 of 6, 50% from 3, but it doesn't get any bigger than that one right there. And Fisher shooting 100% from 3, just 1 of 1.
Tigers looking for a response. After Homestead tied the game on that last one, Simmons, he'll take a 3 to respond. No good. Efani Ezekuto with the board at the baseline. 1 minute left in this first half. Swing thought about another 3, stepped out of bounds, lost his place on the floor, and Coach Johnson's not happy about that.
I mean, obviously that's something that happened there at Chesterton. Grady Swing had open 3 and just misplaced his foot out of bounds. That's happened again, and Coach Johnson not too pleased, but that just gives Fishers a chance to go down the court and get the last shot. I was a little bit surprised when Simmons took the 3 there. Thought he sped things up, and that's not his preferred shot. So I was a little surprised to see him take that shot, especially with a minute left. You don't need to force a shot in that situation.
And Homestead right now, they haven't been forcing shots necessarily, but they haven't been hitting them very well. 5 of 18 from inside and 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. That's a good percentage from beyond, but inside, those shots just aren't falling.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Homestead's kind of got to get their footing back on. Fletcher Lawyer having a tough time right now. I mean, look at the free throws, 100% to Fishers, who haven't been to the line. But like you said, the field goal shooting right now, Fishers above 50% and Homestead at 33%. I mean, that's just kind of the key to the game and how this game's been going. But luckily for Homestead, I think right now they're a bit lucky to have this game tied at 23.
Fishers looking to go ahead and give themselves the lead back, though, here. Harrelson with it, give to Simmons, lost his handles, and stolen by Grant Leeper. Great double team between him and Swing. Lawyer on the offensive end wanted a foul there, took some contact from Zimmer. Now Ezekuto with it. Half a minute left in the first half. Lawyer again with the ball. Head in, whistle blown on the floor. And it's a 1-and-1 regardless, and that's not the guy you want to send to the line. Fletcher Lawyer heading into this one, 87% free throw shooter. And that's the second personal for Aiden Zimmer.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously the best free throw shooter, and it seems like he's always the one that gets there. So, I mean, that's kind of a key for Homestead is if you get Fletcher Lawyer to the free throw line, 9 times out of 10 it's going in.
That first free throw does fall, make it a 24-23 lead for the Spartans. And heading into this one, this is the first all-time meeting between Homestead and Fishers. But it's the third game for Homestead versus a top 3 team in Sagra, and they have had a tough start to the season.
I mean, obviously they're off to a tough start, right now. I mean, Fishers #1 team in Sagra, and you come into this game feeling pretty good about yourself, but you come in and play a tough Homestead team, and right now going toe-to-toe, a 2-point game almost to halftime.
10 seconds left in the first half. Smith has it, almost lost it. Great defense from Ezekuto. Harrelson now inside, shot over Kalpawiki, bounces around, no good. Ball on the ground, who gets it? And Homestead comes up with the defensive stand to keep the lead at 25-23 heading into the locker room.
Good stop right there, good stand from Homestead. That's a great defensive play right there from Homestead.
Now we're going to go down to sideline reporter Jenna Lane, who was with Coach Johnson after the first half.
Thanks, Brayden. Coach, a low-scoring game here at the first half. How would you assess your team's play?
Like where we are defensively. I mean, played very hard. Offensively, we're not there yet. I mean, we're not moving the ball like I would like to see us moving it. Not getting good enough spacing, but hopefully we'll get there.
Thank you so much. Brayden, back to you.
Thank you, Jenna. It's a great start for Homestead, up 2, and they made a big stand at the end. Heading into the locker room, it's Homestead up 2 against the #6 Fishers Tigers.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Ooh, I can't wait to get you home.
Ooh, I'm gonna eat you up when you go home. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait. I'm just gonna bite you.
Oh, baby, that looks amazing. Marcos, pizza lovers get it.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the .91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead Media's athletics coverage.
This is the OPS Halftime Report.
And welcome to the OPS Halftime Report. Following a first half that ended in Homestead up 25-23 over the Fishers Tigers in this top 10 4A matchup. It's been a tough one for Homestead. Fishers has been playing great defense. Spartans having a tough time shooting right now, only 33%, but they're finding ways to maintain the lead and keep this one close.
I mean, you heard what Coach Johnson said there at the end of the first half. He said, we're not just there offensively. And right now you can see that Homestead shooting 33% field goal and 50% from three, which 50% from three is not bad when you only take 6 and you make 3. Also questionable for Homestead right now. They're playing defensively well. I mean, that stop right there at the end of the first half was huge for them, not letting Fishers pick up a tie ball game or even going up by 1. So it was a good defensive first half, but, offensively, Homestead still got to pick it up a little bit.
And you can feel a little bit the difference of not having Andrew Leeper on the floor. Andrew Leeper, a player, averages 4.8 rebounds per game, second most rebounds per game on this Spartan team. And right now they're being rebounded 11-9, haven't even hit double digits off the glass yet. Having his presence down low makes such a difference. And especially watching this game, you know that.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot to be said about how good of a basketball player Andrew Leeper is. Obviously, like you said, right now getting out-rebounded. Andrew makes a big impact in that matter. And right now, obviously, not a lot of points coming down low from Homestead. And Leeper's one of those players that can pick that up. He can even, posterize somebody and get some energy going towards the team. So it's kind of like you're obviously missing a vocal leader and someone who can bring energy to the team. Just a great player there from Andrew Leeper. And right now, obviously, Homestead, you got to adjust to it. Next man up mentality for this game. But right now, they just got to get it going on offense.
And now it's time for the SAC headlines of the week. First off, the Snyder boys. Aiden Lambert, a fantastic game. He put up 51 points, a school record, and a statement 88-50 win over Merrillville on Saturday.
That was after a Snyder tough loss to Northside. They came into that classic at Grace College, and Lambert put up a heck of a game, 51 points. That's a very good basketball player. Second time he's went over 40 this year. So obviously Aiden Lambert, Snyder's a very good basketball team. Looking forward to that matchup when Homestead plays Snyder, but Snyder's just a team that they can go on a run. If Lambert stays hot, that's a team that can go on a run.
And looking at the SAC boys, there's 7 games to go in conference play, and right now in conference play, there's only 3 teams left still undefeated: Concordia, Homestead, and Southside.
Concordia hit that buzzer beater there against DeWanger. That was a huge shot from a Johnny Washington. That was such a big shot for Concordia, unbeaten. That could be the surprise of the year, is Concordia right now unbeaten. And like you said, Southside's up there too, coming off a big win against Northside a couple weeks back, and Homestead unbeaten, obviously. So I think the SAC, obviously it's not wide open. I still feel that there's a difference between Homestead and Concordia, but there's a tight race there from 2 to 5. There's going to be a tight race in the SAC this year.
And looking at the girls' side of the SAC, in the Coaches Bowl, which of course includes all classes in the state, Homestead and Snyder getting some representation. Homestead at number 3 and the Panthers at number 18.
Just saw Homestead pick up a huge win against Fishers. Thought that game was going to be a lot closer than what it was. They came out firing on all cylinders, and Homestead came up with a big win against Fishers, so that's obviously going to do something for their rankings, looking good, and hoping to see them play another good game there against Hamilton Southeastern coming up here in a couple hours.
Those were the SAC headlines, and taking a look at the SAC standings now. Of course, we talked about how Homestead, Concordia, and Southside, the only teams at 2-0 right now in the conference. And then Carroll, they really are the surprise of the conference, standing there right at the bottom at 0-5. The Bishops, Dwenger, Lures just above them, but they also are winless in conference play.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, both those, like you said, those 3 teams are off to a tough start. I mean, Carroll has not won yet in the SAC, and it's like, you know, I mean, obviously, they got talent there, but they're missing Jalen Jackson. They got a new head coach. It's a little bit of a turnover there at Carroll, and the Dwangers, or the Bishops, got to pick it up right now. Like you said, 0 for there. Saw Homestead play. Lures, thought Lures was a pretty good basketball team. I thought they had a lot of talent, but, you know, just a team that's struggling right now.
You know, Northrop and Snyder, those are 2 teams right there in the middle of the pack that people have a lot of questions about. Of course, Snyder, they beat Merrillville, but right before that, they lost to Northside. No, there are a lot of questions about these teams, and then Southside beat Northrop on Friday as well. You just don't know whether we're looking at the top teams in the conference or if they really are middle of the pack. They have on games and then they have off games.
Yeah, obviously consistency is a big thing that's going to have to go down this year. Concordia 2-0, Homestead 2-0, Southside 2-0. So, I mean, consistency is going to be key. Obviously, I think when Concordia has to play Snyder, they have to play some of those tougher teams. We might see them lose a couple games. So, obviously, off to the start, Concordia's looking good, but I mean, I look for them to have to play a Snyder or something like that, play a tougher team, and then we'll see what they're made of.
Looking back to this game, second half, almost about to get going as both teams warming up here. It's kind of surprising that both teams, you know, we knew heading into this one, it would be a little sloppier basketball. Andrew Leeper not playing for Homestead. And then we've talked about it before, the Fishers Tigers, their 2 star players, or 2 of their 4 star players, and Sean Millsaps and Bryce Williams not playing today, and they're still out there playing sound basketball. The turnovers have been kept to a minimum.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it is kind of like the game where other players have to step up, and I think that they're doing well of that. I mean, both teams are seeing new players step up into new roles. Coach Johnson had Eli Marcis out there in the first quarter. He put Tucker Day in there getting more minutes. And like you said, I mean, Fisher's coming out with their new players. So I think we're seeing the next man up mentality for both of these teams, and I think they have adjusted well to players being out.
Homestead up 25-23 here at half. We're going to take a break. Coming up, the second half of play here at Spartan Arena, game 1 of 2 for the boys in the Homestead Carroll Classic. We'll be right back. It's on the clock here for the third quarter. Homestead up 25-23 against the Fishers Tigers as we're getting set for this second half. Lawyer crossing the timeline to kick it off. Homestead, of course, ended the first half with a very solid defensive stand, and they opened the second half with a Grady swing shot in the paint to increase the lead.
Good start right there. No surprise at Grady swing, playing aggressive. That's a good start for Homestead, scoring early.
Jeffrey Simmons gets a response as well down low. Tight defense, not a problem. Full court, man on man here. And a violation called on Homestead. Didn't get that ball off in time.
Thought Max Schultz there was calling for a timeout. Official ignored that, went for the 5-second violation. Homestead got to adjust to that. If Fisher's going to come out in that full court press, you got to be able to adjust and get the ball in 5 seconds.
Fishers gets their inbound in. Harrelson over swing. Shot off the glass, no good. Tried to get his own rebound. A rebounding foul called up in the air. You know, since he was going up for a putback, that's also going to be a shooting foul on Grady's swing.
Yeah, that's something that you can't have right now. Obviously, in a close game, you don't want Fishers going to the free throw line, able to get free points. And, you know, if they get 2 free throws right here, it's a tie ball game. So Homestead kind of got to clean that up. You don't want to take fouls here in a close game.
Jalen Harrelson, the touted freshman from this Fishers team. He's received D1 offers to IUPUI, Maryland, and, of course, IU.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as a freshman, if you're getting offers from IU, you got to be a pretty good basketball player, and he could show out as a freshman. He's obviously got time to develop, and I'm sure by his senior year, junior year, he's going to be one of the best here in Indiana.
He's averaging 15.2 points per game. He's only got 4 in this one, but overall this season he has been dominant. Homestead on the offensive end, a foul called. That'll be on Fishers, and on a pretty surprised Miles Stringer. No, correction, Harrelson will be called for that foul. That's his second personal, and the team's first of this second half. Inbound goes to swing at the right wing. Guarded by Smith. Blair clapping for the ball, gets it between the rings, heads inside on Harrelson. Shot off the glass, no good. And a foul called up in the air. Fletcher Lawyer will be heading to the line for 2 free throws. They'll call that foul on Miles Stringer. That's his 3rd personal of this game. He's nearing some foul trouble.
Yeah, he was one of those players that was playing very aggressive defense on Fletcher Lawyer. One of the players Fishers does not want to see check out as Stringer.
First free throw, no good for Fletcher Lawyer. As that ends the 100% stretch for the Spartans from the charity stripe in this game. Spartans up 3 points right now, and the Tigers looking to change that. On the offensive end, Smith, quick dart to Zimmer, over to Simmons. An inside shot over Schultz, who set his feet looking for a charge, and instead a blocking foul called.
Tough break right there. We see Max Schultz go for a lot of charges this year. He's been pretty successful. It's a good way to get momentum going. You know, I mean, that's just a tough break right there. Call could go either way. Official's judgment gives it to Fishers.
First free throw. Free throw good for Simmons. Now Lawyer taking the inbound. Near the baseline, almost stepped out. You know, they have been playing fantastic defense on Lawyer in this game so far. He's been pretty shut down, mainly for the first time we've seen in a while.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the focus point for each team is we got to take down Fletcher Lawyer, and they're doing a great job. We've seen Stringer on him, and now we're seeing some height go on him with Zimmer. So, I mean, Fisher's definitely attacking Fletcher Lawyer with a lot of different players. I think maybe he's got to adjust to the size that they're playing and then quick players on him. So he's seen a lot of different players with a lot of different talents.
That scheme has worked so far. Lawyer only 10 points in this one. Relatively low for him. Averages 27.8 points per game. Now it's Homestead on the offensive end. Tie game, 28-28. 6 minutes left in this 3rd quarter of play. This is the first game, of course, of the Homestead Carroll Classic. The second will be against Hamilton Southeastern at 6 p.m. There's another missed shot by Fletcher Lawyer. Once again, Fisher's tight defense on number 2. Harrelson has it for the Tigers. Shot over swing, no good. Rebound, Spartan basketball.
That seems to be Harrelson's game plan. He loves to attack the basket, and he's not afraid to take a one-handed shot. He's done that a couple times this game. He's been pretty successful with it, but that time he just misses it.
And that ball, they'll say, off of Max Schultz. That's a 50-50 call between Harrelson and Schultz, it looked like. Harrelson has it for the Tigers. Pass to Simmons. Now Smith with it. Over at that left wing. Inside, Harrelson gets some space by Swing, and the layup falls. The Tigers have the lead back, 30-28. Quick cross the court. Lawyer with it. Pass to Swing. Kalpuiki almost lost it. Has it at center court. Oh, stole it right from his hand. Stringer, great defense. Shot over Swing off the glass. No good. Out of bounds. They'll say off of Charlie Smith and the Fishers Tigers.
I mean, right now, Homestead's got to go toe-to-toe with Fishers. If Homestead gets a point, Fishers comes right back with a bucket. So right now, Homestead's got to be able to go toe-to-toe and compete at a high level offensively and defensively.
That was a great play by Stringer, though. He pretty much stole it from him.
Took it right out of his hands. I mean, he gave Kapuiki no space and then just got aggressive and got the ball.
Homestead on the offensive end. Grant Leeper, the Lawyer. In the right wing, guarded by Zimmer. Shot over him, very contested, and that only reaches the front of the rim. Smith crossed the court, tried to find Simmons, didn't get, somehow got the ball back and out to Harrelson. Great reaction time from Charlie Smith to save that play. Stringer now with the right wing, pass to Simmons, top of the key, heading in on Grant Leeper. Shot blocked, whistle blown, and they will call that on Grant Leeper. Jeffrey Simmons heading to the line.
And Leeper's obviously had his first foul right there. I mean, you see him come down. Just a little too much contact right there for the officials' liking. Got a little bit of the ball there, but just too much on the arm. I mean, right now you got Fishers going to the free throw line. Obviously, one of the things you don't want to see is Fishers going to the free throw line because that just gives them the opportunity to get free points. And right now they could cut it to a two-possession lead if he makes both.
Jeffrey Simmons, a great two-way athlete. He averages 15.3 points per game for basketball. And for football, he's a three-star tight end who is ranked 69th nationally at his position and 20th in the state of Indiana. He signed to Miami, Ohio on December 15th as well.
Yeah, that's big. Obviously, that's one position we don't necessarily see a lot of here in Fort Wayne is tight end. Obviously, down in Indy, they use that a lot more, but tight end, we don't see that too much up here in Fort Wayne. So good to see a tight end getting a lot of acknowledged from, colleges, outside of Indiana.
Inbound to Ezekuto. You can see that full court defense there for Fishers, playing some full court man. Now they're double teaming Ezekuto. He's stuck on the sideline. And a timeout called by Coach Johnson pretty much to save the play.
Yeah, I mean, you got Fishers coming out with a very good trap defense. Got Ezekuto double teamed. And finally, a little bit of a panic mode right there. Had to pass it away.
Fishers up 32-28. Looking at some game stats. The Spartans, they're still at 50%. In fact, I don't know if they have attempted many three-pointers in this second half, if any. Just at 3 of 6 in the game. They're consistent once again at the free throw line, but still overall shooting has been a rough one.
Yeah, 32% field goal, and like we said before, 50% from 3. 7 turnovers, getting out-rebounded, and you have more turnovers than your opponent. Obviously, that's something got to be cleaned up, but it's only 1. So, I mean, it's not a huge factor in this game right now. Fishers keeping right up with them. But right now, I mean, this is a huge possession for Homestead if you want to get it back to a one-possession game.
Schultz inbound goes to Ezekuto. Homestead down 4. They were up 2 to start off this second half, but the Tigers have taken the 6-point swing, trying to extend it, playing great defense in this one. Homestead passing around the perimeter at plenty. Ezekuto makes the move, and he lost his footing and then some. A travel called. Fishers basketball.
I mean, obviously, right now, you don't want to go into panic mode because you're only down by 4 points. Homestead, you just got to be able to slow it down. You don't need to speed things up and force bad turnovers. Just kind of slow it down and play Homestead basketball.
Smith at the left wing to Simmons near the top of the key. Back to Smith. Simmons, he'll make the move at the baseline. Shot double teamed, whistle blown. He had no chance of getting that shot. I think he was behind the backboard, but he gets the foul call and will head to the line.
Obviously, you get the you're going to the free throw line to get 2 more free throws. Obviously, Fishers right now, they'll take the free points. If they get, 2 more free throws, they go up even more.
They get that first one. Homestead right now down 5 points. It's been a tough start to this game, and it has only continued here in the second half. Second goes as well. 6-point lead for the Fishers Tigers. Kapawiki has it for Homestead. Pass to Schultz in the right corner. Ezecuto with it again. Kapawiki now. They're still playing very fast on the offensive end. Quick passes back and forth. Kapawiki makes the move on the baseline out to Schultz. Thought about a pass back, goes inside, underhand layup, nothing but glass, and Fishers another great defensive stop, but Homestead immediately, Kapawiki turnover, Schultz fast break layup, and one! That's the kind of momentum swinging play you need.
A good take right there. Obviously wide open was Max Schultz, and just a lot of contact right there coming from Zimmer, coming flying up the court behind him. A lot of contact, and Max Schultz is able to finish at the board. Like you said, Brayden, that could be a good momentum switch coming for Homestead.
And Fletcher Lawyer and Andrew Leeper, or Grant Leeper, coming back into the game. Grant Leeper, he actually wears Andrew Leeper's old number from last season. Wears that 22 that Andrew Leeper wore all of last year. Missed the free throw, but a great rebound by the Spartan offense. Grant Leeper there quick. Swing the king for 3. No good. Rebound, Fishers ball. Harrelson takes the contact from Lawyer, and a charge called on the Tigers.
And right there from Fishers, you're up by 4 points. You need to go that fast, and just too much contact right there. That's a good charge taken by Fletcher Lawyer. I think both teams just speeding up way too much right now.
Harrelson heading to the sideline. Take a seat. He has played a busy game in this one so far. They're going to need him for this last fourth quarter coming up. Up 4 right now over the Spartans. Swing at the perimeter. Give to Schultz, center court. Now Ezecuto. Moves inside, got some space in the layup off the glass, falls. He caught Carter Jones napping. Charlie Smith with it on offense for the Tigers. Pass to Stringer, now Forbes over Schultz. Give to Simmons, Stringer again in the corner. Fishers spending a lot of time at the perimeter right now. Smith with it again. At the corner, Simmons. Now it's Smith who goes inside. Shot over Schultz. Falls. The patience pays off. And the Fishers Tigers up 4.
You could feel that was a big defensive possession right there for Homestead. I think Fishers could feel that, so they waited around, was patient, and got an open shot.
Schultz has an open shot. He'll take it. No good off the rim and glassing out. Offensive board. Lawyer, he'll take one. No good. Schultz rebound. Shot blocked by Stringer. Ezecuto board. Swing, corner 3. No good. Rebound, Schultz again. And he gets it to fall that time. Patience on the Fishers possession. And the time doubled for Homestead. Timeout called. The Tigers lead by 2, but it's the Spartans who gained so much momentum after that.
How about all those second chances coming from Homestead? Offensive rebounds like it was crazy right there. Max Schultz gets down, gets a couple, and that's just a big possession right there for Homestead. Obviously not settling with the misses. They go back up, and they cut it to a 2-point game.
And you could just see from the bench reaction, from the crowd reaction, from the players on the floor's reaction, that possession was pretty big. If they didn't get anything on that possession, that really would have been that would have really energized Fishers because they came up with a huge defensive stand on a minute-long possession.
Well, obviously in close games like this, obviously every possession is critical, and I think Fishers could feel that. That's why they were fairly patient on their last offensive possession, because they could feel how important each defensive possession is for Homestead. They slowed it up. They got the wide open shots. So look for them to do the same thing right here. You know that Homestead's going to want to play aggressive on defense and tie this game up. But if you're Fishers, just be patient. I mean, I think that's all they got to do right now.
Tigers will have the ball out of the timeout. 1 minute left to go in this third quarter and counting. Forbes has it for Fishers. Pass to Smith. Deep in the mid-range of the left side. Spins on Ezecudo. No space to the baseline. Pass to a wide open Jones, who hits it. That's his first bucket of the game, and it pushes the Tigers' lead to 4.
Good possession right there. Fishers finding another open shot. Obviously, a lot of mid-range shots coming from Fishers, and they seem to be doing fairly well at the mid-range game.
Under 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Lawyer pass to Schultz, could not catch the pass. Another Homestead turnover, and the Tigers get it.
Right there, that's a huge turnover for Fishers because now you get the opportunity to go down. You're already up by 4 points. You can expand your lead. Obviously, you settle for the last shot here, so you got 21 seconds to just hold it and then, go for a last-second shot and, maybe increase your lead to 6 or 7.
Might be the final possession of the third quarter here for the Tigers. Charlie Smith crossed the timeline. Ezecudo with him. 10 seconds to go. Screen by Harrelson. Passes to him. Step back, thought about a 3. Moves over Forbes. Corner 3 by Zimmer. Good! How about that to end the third quarter? Fishers makes it a 41-34 game. 1 stanza left. Here we go.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Ooh, I can't wait to get you home.
Ooh, I'm gonna eat you up when you go home. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait. I'm just gonna bite you.
Oh, baby, that looks amazing. Marcos, pizza lovers get it.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead Media's athletics coverage.
8 minutes to go. The Tigers up 41-34 over the Homestead Spartans in a top 10 clash in Class 4A. As the Tigers with the ball first, hoping to cling on to this lead and come out with a win, and Harrelson gives them some promise with a bucket to kick off the fourth.
That's a huge bucket for Fishers. You come right out of the halftime, you go right in there, in the third quarter, boom, you come out with a bucket to start off the fourth quarter. That's huge for them.
Double team on Lawyer doesn't do much. Hand off to Ezecudo. Now Schultz top of the key. Forbes guarding. Grand Leaper, Lawyer. Spins around, step back, mid-range jumper. Fletcher Lawyer gets the bucket over Zimmer. Fishers on offense. Harrelson, left wing. Moves to the top of the key. Swing comes in on him. As in, there was a big miscommunication there between Harrelson and Smith. Not a good turnover.
Yeah, right there, you see just a pull-up jumper from Fletcher Lawyer. Big possession coming up for Homestead. Obviously, right now, you don't want to just trade buckets with Fishers. You want to gain a little bit of momentum and go on a run. So right here is a good opportunity. Fishers just turned the ball over. Now it's Homestead's turn to go back and get some more points.
Lawyer crosses the timeline. Double teamed again at the perimeter. Gets the pass to Ezecudo. Dump to Kalpuiki. Homestead down 7 right now against the Fishers Tigers. Lawyer 3. No good. Hits the front of the iron, but Grant Leaper's there for the putback.
Huge putback right there from Grant Leaper. Another offensive rebound for Homestead. That's key for them, and now they've cut it to a 5-point deficit.
Harrelson's shot, no good. At the mid-range, couldn't get it. Ezecuto rebound. Kalpawiki now with the ball for the Homestead Spartans. Give to Lawyer between the rings, guarded closely by Zimmer. Leaper now out to Kalpawiki. Drives in on Forbes, no space, out to Swing. Back to Kalpawiki. Off the ball, foul called down low on Fishers. That's going to be the 5th personal in this. Homestead, they haven't lost 2 in a row since February of 2020. Those losses came against Northrop and, coincidentally, Hamilton Southeastern, who the Spartans play later on tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that was a tough stretch for Homestead. Obviously, last year never lost a regular season game, and I know they don't want to plan on losing 2 in a row here.
With the way they're playing right now, they don't plan on it either. Lawyer spins around and gets the shot over Stringer to fall. Harrelson with it for the Tigers. You can see the trust in him. Smith just left it for him to take it. Pass to Harrelson.
Huge defensive possession right now. Obviously, you can feel momentum has shifted towards Homestead, but right now Fisher's obviously going to be patient with it. No surprise here. They might even hold the ball for a couple minutes just because you want to slow down Homestead's momentum.
Smith over to Stringer. Moves in on Kalpawiki. Lawyer tried to force the steal, almost did, but gathered by Zimmer. Smith deep in the left wing. 24 v 24 going at it. Simmons, Harrelson, top of the key. Homestead switching on defense. Now swing guarding again. 4:37 left in the game. Fisher's up 43-40. Trying to buy some time here with the 1 possession lead. Stringer moves in, almost got that ball stolen. Almost did, and a reach-in called on Kyron Kalpawiki.
I mean, that was a good aggressive play right there from Kyron. Got the ball out, just a little too much contact. Obviously, just a little too much contact there. Got the ball out, but Fisher saw too much contact.
Simmons has it for Fishers. Pass to Smith. Heads in. Few passes at the perimeter. Simmons open 3. No good. Rebound goes to Fishers on the ground. Foul on Homestead. Another foul on Kyron Kalpawiki. That's his 3rd personal, the team's 6th. Fisher's 1 away from the bonus. Inbound goes to Harrelson deep in the perimeter. Heads in, shot over Grant Leaper and Kalpawiki. No problem for the freshman. He's up to double digits in this game, 10 points. Ezecuto with it for Homestead. Heading in on Smith. Shot over Simmons, good. Big response. 1 possession game again.
Obviously, another huge possession right here. Fisher's, you can feel the gym just kind of getting riled up. Fisher's probably going to go back to, slowing down a little bit. Fisher's going to take time out here.
45-42. 3:31. Can the Tigers hang on, or will the Spartans come back and take one from number 6? We'll find out after this. Welcome back. 3:31 left in this ball game at Spartan Arena. The Fishers Tigers up 45-42. We were talking about what might be the game plan here for the Tigers. You were saying they might just hold it here. We know that they like to keep low-scoring games, and with a 3-point lead, 3:15 left, you never know. How about a three instead by Zimmer? Rolls around and out as Akudo right there for the board.
I mean, when you're in a close game like that, you obviously don't want to force yourself into bad shots, especially if you're in the lead.
Oh, and a pass that went out of bounds off the hands of Grant Leeper. It was a laser pass, maybe a little too close for a pass that hard.
Way too fast right there from Homestead. I mean, you're down by 3 points. There's no need to panic, just going way too fast. Just pass the ball around, try to get open shot.
Harrelson follows the Simmons screen, passes to him. Stringer now, back to Simmons. Forbes moves on Lawyer. Pass out. Stringer has some space, doesn't take that three. Now Forbes again between the rings. Harrelson now. And here's that time bind we were talking about. But Harrelson's going to take a shot. He had space, couldn't get it to fall though. Kalpuiki with the rebound. Lawyer thought about a deep three. He'll take one. No good. Rebound Leeper. Shot up. Oh, he almost got it in, but either way, a foul called. He's going to the line with the opportunity for 2 points and an even closer game.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge foul taken right there from Grant Leeper. Going to the charity strike. Got the opportunity to get 2 easy free throws here.
Quiet Jim at Spartan Arena. He can't hit the first. Heading into this one, he shot 43% from the free throw line. So if you're going to foul somebody, Fishers chose the right guy. Second free throw. No good either, and the Tigers get the board. Lawyer stole it. Can he save it? He does. And a timeout called by Homestead.
What a turn of events right there. You see Grant Leeper miss 2 free throws. You think Fishers is going to get the ball back and go down there and hold it, but Homestead with a big rebound right there. Here we go, some stats right here. Turnovers have tied back up 10-10. Homestead taking the lead in rebounds. I mean, you could just feel this game's kind of going the other way right now. Homestead is taking the lead in rebounds. Obviously, shooting is still in Fishers' favor. 38% coming for field goals for Homestead, 33% from 3, and free throws are at 64%. I mean, that's got to be one of the lowest we've seen from Homestead from the free throw line this year.
It's got to be one of the lowest from beyond the arc, too, in attempts overall, not even in the double digits. Looking at a 3-point lead for the Tigers, you know what ties this game up? A three-pointer. And the Homestead Spartans, 3 of 9 right now. They were 3 of 6 heading into the locker room, and they still have not made a three-pointer in the second half, 0 of 3.
And I think it's time to go 4 of 10. I mean, I think this is right here where you can feel the momentum going towards Homestead's way. You go 4 of 10 from 3 with a big 3 right here.
2:07 left in the game. The Tigers, 45-42 over the Spartans. A tough road trip all the way down from the metro area of Indianapolis to Fort Wayne. They've made their presence felt. Deep inbound goes to Essecudo. Lawyer goes in, mid-range jumper at the baseline, no good. Rebound goes to Smith and the Tigers. A foul called. And with that, that's the Spartans' 7th personal. Fishers going to the line for the bonus.
Yeah, I mean, right there, I think Homestead just kind of settling for a bucket right there, and then it's missed, and now you got Fishers going down, like you said. You know, Homestead at 7 fouls. So, I mean, you got Fishers going down here with the chance to hit a 1-and-1.
Charlie Smith, an 80% free throw shooter. The 6'1 senior guard averages 10.8 points per game. Right now, he's got 11. Playing a nice one against the Spartans in a low-scoring affair. First one, no good. Lawyer with the board. And a deep breath of fresh air for the Spartan fans here at Spartan Arena there. Essecudo now swing near center court. Makes this move on Zimmer. No space. Fisher's defense staying strong. Lawyer now guarded by Stringer, deep in the perimeter. Moves toward the baseline. Shot up and good. Fletcher Lawyer over Stringer, and it's a 1-point game, 45-44, minute 20 left.
If you're Homestead right here, you got to play somewhat aggressive defense. You don't have to foul, but you do want to stay up in their face.
Simmons has some space, and one. Simmons. Double teamed, doesn't matter. That foul on Kyron Kalpawiki, his 4th personal, 1 away from fouling out of this game. This free throw is gigantic. And he doesn't get it. Rebound Homestead. Ezekudo. Now Lawyer. Oh, he thought about a deep 3 there. He had some space. Kalpawiki now. Top of the key. Moves to the left wing. Now swing. Lawyer. Thought about it again. He wants to take one. Heads in on Stringer. Oh, great defense by Charlie Smith. Got both hands up. One came up with the block. Baseline inbound coming up for the Spartans. 50 seconds left. The Tigers lead 47-44. Kalpawiki deep inbound again. Goes to Ezekudo. That was a little dangerous. He wasn't there. Trying to lead that pass like a quarterback. Lawyer. Oh, he thought about it again. He wants to take a 3. Ezekudo. Heads in. Lost the ball. Simmons comes up with it. Oh, he lost it. Zimmer lost it. Swing. Fouled. Unbelievable course of events. The greased pig moving around.
What a change of events right there. Thought Fisher's had it. And Kalpawiki comes up with a big steal. Now you got Grady Swing going to the charity strike.
Grady Swing. He has shot 6 for 6 heading into this game from the charity stripe, but he is 0 of 2 today. Team down 3. First one good. Now Chris, I got a question for you. Do you intentionally miss this, or do you just take the bucket?
No, because, I mean, you go to a 1-point game, obviously they do get the chance to hit 2 free throws, but they can't take the lead on free throws, right? So, I mean, if you make it, you go to a 1-point game, and obviously it's going to stay 1 possession because they only get 2 free throws.
And he makes that second one, 2 of 2 trip, despite missing his first 2. The score, 47-46. 29.6 seconds left in this game. And now the Tigers on the offensive end, you gotta think, what are you gonna do here? Just draw the foul?
Well, I mean, I don't think Fishers has done very well at the free throw line here the past couple trips that they've been there. So I think right now, obviously, Homestead, you can feel comfortable sending them to the free throw line because Fishers, they've missed the last couple ones. So I think right now, like you said, Brayden, just go for the foul.
What a game that we have had here. What a game. It's been close all game long, pretty much. The Tigers, they got up to a 6-point lead at one point, bumped it up to 8. Homestead came back around. That's really that's the highest score, I think the highest differential that it got in this game. It's been close pretty much all of these 32 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great game so far. Obviously, it's going to come down to the wire here. Homestead down by 1, 29 seconds left. I think right now, obviously, it comes down to strategy here. Who do you foul? Who do you want to foul here? You know, I mean, it's just a lot of strategy comes down here when you're under 30 seconds in a 1-possession game.
One man that you probably don't want to foul, Charlie Smith. He's got 11 points, 80% free throw shooter heading into this. He's having a great game, and he's been on fire. Inbound goes to Simmons, over to Smith, and they might have to foul him. Lost the ball, out of bounds, off of Homestead.
And that's a good aggressive play right there from Homestead. Almost get a turnover, and you don't even have to foul there to get the turnover. That would have been huge.
Inbound, no space, calls a timeout. Great defense on the inbound for Homestead.
Yeah, obviously you got a good opportunity here. When you force a team to inbound it, you can put a lot of pressure on them, put pressure on each guy out there, and hopefully force a turnover if you can from Homestead. It's kind of hard getting an inbound from below the hoop, so Fisher's kind of in a tough spot right now.
Homestead, they were getting out-rebounded 11-9 in that first half of play, but they have controlled the glass in this second half, up 25-18 on that stat.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like you said, controlling the boards right now, 25-18. That's switched from the first half, but obviously right now they're shooting 69% from the free throw line. Fisher's at 56%. I think that's why you can feel a little bit comfortable letting Fishers go to the free throw line in crucial situations.
You got to think of a player of the game right now. For the team that's up, Fishers, you got to give it to Jeff Simmons. He's got 17 points in this game. He has stepped up big time for the Tigers, even when Homestead has gained so much momentum, giving the lead back to them. Simmons has stayed strong.
Yeah, he hit some crucial down low layups. I mean, he's the one that's hit the crucial shots for them, and I think that's who you got to go with.
Smith's inbound. Still no space, gets it in, shot up, foul called in the air. You could see the reaction for Harrelson. He wanted an and one more than anything there.
I mean, you're going to let a guy who's shooting 67% go to the free throw line. Obviously, a little better than sending somebody shooting 80%, right? So, I mean, not a bad foul taken there from Grady Swing.
Fisher's 5 of 9 from the charity stripe in this game. First free throw, good. Even if he makes both of these, still a one-possession game. And you got one of the most dangerous three-point shooters in the state on the floor. Second free throw. Good. 2 of 2. Trip. Harrelson cold-blooded. Inbound to Lawyer. 20 seconds left. Across the timeline. Guarded by Stringer. Shot at the baseline. No good off the front of the iron or side of the iron. Front from his view. Foul called. He's going to the line.
Yeah, I mean, I like that right there. Don't have to settle for the three. You can get aggressive, get down low, and draw a foul. Obviously, you can take 2 free points here and then do it all over again with Fishers.
But you got to make both. And he gets the first. Hit a little bit of rim. Maybe scared the Spartan crowd a little bit there. Second free throw. Good. 2 of 2. Trip for number 2, Fletcher Lawyer. He's up to 18 points. Inbound once again. Great defense. Got to get it in. Gets it to Forbes. Lost the ball on the ground. Who's got it? Fishers does. Wow. Once again, they come up big despite the ball flying around. Forbes a little bit shaken up.
I mean, obviously you get aggressive. You want to foul somebody, and that Homestead almost forces the turnover. Fishers gets it back, and now they're going to the free throw line.
Charlie Smith, the guy we said you don't want to send to the line, is going there. He's got 12 points. 12.4 seconds. Team up 1. First one, good. Kalpawiki checking in for Max Schultz. The lineup on the floor for the Spartans. Leaper, Ezecuto, Lawyer, Swing, and Kyron Kalpawiki. Missed the second. Lawyer rebound. 10 seconds. Here we go. Across the timeline. Step up 3. No good. Own rebound. Takes a shot. No. Rebound by Fishers. They have pulled it off. The Tigers make the stand and get the win.
Huge stand right there from Fishers, obviously going down the court. Homestead puts it in the most faithful player, which is Fletcher Lawyer. He just comes up with a tough miss right there. That's a huge win for Fishers. A big win for them. Number 1 in the Sagarin, and they did fairly well here against Homestead.
Gigantic win for the Tigers. Couldn't ask for a better game, though. Fantastic one here in Spartan Arena. 50-48 the final. And the Tigers You know, a lot of people had questions about this team. Thought they played a little slow. Didn't quite know if they were the best team, especially according to those Sagarin ratings. But, man, they made their case today.
Yeah, I thought they played very well. Came out in the first half, competed with Homestead. It was a close game there at the end of the first half. Fishers went up, Homestead went up in a back-and-forth game, and then there in the second half, they just stayed very resilient. They didn't let the pressure get to them. They didn't let the loud crowd get to them. It's just a very good game from a very good Fishers team.
Looking at some final game stats, man, shooting really was an issue today for the Spartans. 35% from the floor, took 48 attempts and only got 17 of them to fall. And, we said how important it's going to be to hit a three-pointer in those final minutes of the game, and they just couldn't do it. Still only 3 on the game, 30% shooting. It was a tough one from the floor for Homestead.
Yeah, anytime you shoot 35% for field goal and then 30% from 3, obviously it's going to be a tough game, and that's something that we see rarely from Homestead is shooting 30% from 3. And like you said, Brayden, they didn't really necessarily take a whole lot of threes, something that we see Homestead feel comfortable with, but Fishers only took 4 threes. So, that just kind of goes to show if Fishers only out there making 2 threes and they scored 50 points, obviously we know what Fishers' game was, and they came out and executed well and came up with a big win.
And what great games from Jalen Harrelson, Charlie Smith, and Jeffrey Simmons. Harrelson got 12, Smith 12, and Simmons 17. Those 3, despite the absence of Sean Millsaps and Bryce Williams, they stepped up and got Fishers the shorthanded win.
Yeah, obviously they came in with missing a couple players. They were missing 3 players, 3 big players for Fishers, and, other players stepped up, always the next man up mentality. And in this game, they did that very well. Charlie Smith came down with some big free throws there at the end. Simmons played very well. He came up with some crucial layups there for Fishers. So all around, it's a good win for Fishers, and you know that you can win even without a couple good players.
And we're going to go ahead and wrap up here. Your final score, Homestead 48 and the Fishers Tigers coming out with the win, 50 points. On behalf of the entire Homestead Live crew, color commentator Chris Kohrman and sideline reporter Jenna Lane, I'm Brayden Carroll. This has been a presentation of Spartan Boys Basketball on Homestead Live. Stick around for the girls game versus Hamilton Southeastern, and of course, we'll be back on for some boys action at 6.